Cosplays here, and welcome to my 2025 cosplay year in review. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the beginning of 2025 and go all the way down to the last cosplay that I've done and give my pros and cons and what I liked, didn't like, or just say, hey, I made this and this is cool. I'm aware that it's not technically the end of the year yet, but with everything winding down and the holidays coming up, I like to kind of give myself a break from cosplays, go over what I've worked on, what I want to work on next year, and then also clean out all of my drafts. So let's get into it. So first, to start off, I did an ice Pokemon trainer cosplay in January. Here in Virginia it had snowed, and it was one of those things that it was very last minute that I wanted to do, but I try to do a lot of my snow-themed cosplays when it snows, and it doesn't always snow here in Virginia. This was a closet cosplay, so that means that everything that you see is everything that I already had on hand. It worked together and it fit perfectly, and I'm really happy with it. I especially like the makeup because I've been trying to do a little bit more with cosplay makeup, but it's one of those things that it's like I'm testing it out here and there to see how full on I want to go into it. Next is my Anastasia cosplay, which is her blue dress that she wears in the animated film. This one I've had for a couple years. I got the dress at a thrift store with my sister, and she was like, oh, this would be perfect for Anastasia. And I was like, perfect, because I've been wanting to do an Anastasia cosplay. Anastasia, the animated film, is one of my favorite films, and so I really enjoyed putting this together and kind of having that character come to life. I think my only qualm with this is that I am still trying to figure out how to style wigs, and so I think I did a pretty good job with having the hair up, but it is still one of those struggles that I hope to kind of work on hopefully in the future, but for now I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I just love that I brought this character to life. Next is Loki. I did this for St. Patrick's Day. I have done this cosplay before a couple years ago, and throughout the years I've kind of added a few accessories here and there to it. Becoming Loki, I feel very powerful when I wear it, and I just really love how it came out, and I think this is one of the first cosplays that I did when I was getting into cosplay that I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. This is how I want to feel all the time, so I'm really proud of it. Next is my Jolteon cosplay. So I am going through and doing all of the Eevee evolutions. I'm close to being done, I think, but I decided to work on this a little bit more. This dress was actually used to be part of when I first did my Sun Goddess cosplay, but I really didn't like how it turned out. It wasn't what I wanted, and as of course, the dress always looked better online than it actually did when I got it. But making it a few tweaks and changing it to the way that I want it for Jolteon, I was like, okay, this feels a lot better this way, and I'm really proud of it. I think the only thing I would go back and change is not make the slits so high because I can't bend over in the cosplay. Next, around April, I did a funeral for my 20s. So this year I turned 30, which I wanted to commemorate with a big step, so I decided to do two cosplays that would go together: a funeral for my 20s and then a hello to my 30s. With this cosplay, I had had this pattern for a while of this dress, and I really wanted to make them similar yet different, and the only challenge I thought I was going to have was with the corset, which it did turn out to be a little bit of a challenge. I did it, and then I realized, okay, I know how to tweak here and there. That way when I made the corset for the next cosplay, it was a little bit better, but I'm still really proud with how this turned out. It's very dramatic, and I just absolutely love it. And of course that leads into my Hello to 30s, which is bright and vibrant. I feel like purple is really my color for this decade, which probably sounds kind of weird, but I'm excited to go into my 30s really pushing this brightness and softness, but also deepness that purple can kind of give. That probably sounds weird, but it makes sense in my head. I'm really proud of this. I absolutely love how this turned out. I love how poofy the skirt is, and I absolutely adore it, and I love it because it's mine. It's something that I made and I put a lot of hard work into. I worked on it for months, and I think it's one of my favorites that I've done this year. Switching gears and genres a little bit, I did my Korok cosplay. So I've had this idea for a really long time. I wanted to debut it at a Comic-Con, but I haven't had a chance to go to any in a little bit. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put it on and wear it, and it's gonna be fun. I really enjoyed this. It really challenged me. I made the cloak out of patchwork, which I wanted to give kind of that look that it's like, oh, you know, like the Koroks would sew it together and stuff. And of course you have the little bits of gold sprinkled in there with all of the brown and green, and then of course the red. I hid some little Koroks around the cosplay, which is a lot of fun too. This one, I think the most challenging part was trying to figure out the mask. I'm really proud of how I got it done, because I used magnets, but I think I need to go back and reinforce the magnets or get better magnets, because I can have it on, but if I move around too much, it's just going to fall off. So I'm going to go back and work on the magnets, but I'm really happy how it came out. Then we have Penelope from Epic the Musical. I joined the Epic Musical fandom around, I think, Thunder Saga. I heard Suffering for the first time, and I was like, okay, let me give this a listen, and I fell in love with it, and I absolutely loved the conclusion, and it makes me cry every time. But I wanted to bring Penelope to life. She is such a strong character, even though you don't see her a lot within the musical or also within the Odyssey itself. But she is just one of those characters that is so poignant, and I wanted to have her have that poise and that softness, but also a little bit of an edge that it's like she's not going to put up with how things are going, and she's gonna fight for what she needs to. And I know a lot of people, there's a lot of discourse that it's like Penelope wasn't a warrior even though she's from Sparta, and I understand all that, but my take on her is that you can be soft and you can be kind, but you can also be fierce and stand for what you need to. So that's hopefully what you see when I portrayed Penelope. Then we have another fun one, my Hobbit cosplay. So my husband turned 33 this year, and for his birthday he wanted to do a big Hobbit themed party. We're really big fans of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and in Hobbit culture, when you turn 33 you become an adult, which I think should happen everywhere, but that's besides the point. I'm really proud of this, and I was really proud of how it turned out. I've tried making vests before, and I've had some success, but I was really nervous about it because I wanted it to look good, and I did this cosplay, and then I made my husband's, and then my kids, and I wanted it to look really good. But I'm very happy with how the vest came out, especially the buttonholes, because those are very tricky for me, but I was very proud of how they came out. Next we have Hermes from Epic the Musical. I'm not over my Epic the Musical obsession, I probably never will be, but I wanted to portray Hermes. He's so light and fun, and he's just, hearing Troy sing and also all of the fun stuff that he does on social media, it's just fun to see that character really come to life. I feel like I did a good job with it. I did enjoy making the staff. It's the first time that I really made more prop stuff, because I usually don't do a ton of props that I make myself, but I'm trying to get into that, and I'm pretty proud of how it came out with using the moldable foam and things like that. I think my only con with this is that I was going through a hard mental health time when I did it, and so I'm not super happy with it, but I think it's just because I was having a hard time mentally, and so I'm trying to separate having joy and mental health concerns that I have from my work, but it's not always easy. So while I do love it, there's a part of me that is like, I think I can make it better when I'm in a better headspace. And then we come to October, which is when I pull out all the stops. I do a cosplay every single week to celebrate Halloween, because it is my favorite season and my favorite holiday. I finished watching Bones at the beginning of this year, and I absolutely loved it. I just love the dynamic and the funness of it, and also I learned a lot of stuff, which helps when you're writing certain things and you're like, oh, how would this work? Oh, I know how this would work because this is what they said on Bones. And but that's besides the point. I really love Bones as a character. I think she has a lot more depth than some people realize, and I love how she has these moments where people are like, oh, she's just so standoffish and so blank-faced about the horrors around her, but she has emotions, she just processes them differently, and I just love the way that she is portrayed. Then we jump back over to Pokemon, which I did my Leafeon cosplay. I'm pretty proud with how this came out. I think I would change the dress a little bit just because it fits funny in the bust area, but I'm really proud of how it came out. This one gave me a lot of difficulty when I was trying to make tail because I wanted to show more leaf than just, just the brown, but I think I did that pretty well. I'm really proud of how it came out, and I'm really getting a lot better at doing the Eevee ears, so I probably will go back at a later time and fix some of the other ones that I've done previously. Sticking in the Pokemon theme, I did my Dark type trainer cosplay. This is one that I have wanted to do since I decided to start doing the trainer cosplays. I love how it turned out. I'm a goth girl at heart. It just made my inner child and my inner angsty teenager so happy to do this. I had always wanted to have this be my style, and even though my style has changed a little bit over the years, I still cling back to my emo dark roots, but I absolutely love how it came out. I felt so happy wearing it, and it just brought me a ton of joy to do it. Then we're jumping back to Epic the Musical. You thought we were done, but we're not done yet. I did Hera, and her take is a little bit different than some of the other things that I've seen. I wanted her to just glow. She's the queen of the gods, and she needed to have this sense that she would glow, but also have poise, and kind of like a deadly poise, so to speak. This cosplay was a lot of fun because it was actually pieces of a dress that my sister had given me. She wasn't going to use it anymore, and so I basically cut it up to use it how I wanted to. I absolutely love how it turned out. I'm a little self-conscious about the middle, but that's okay. I think the only thing I would probably go back and fix is a little bit of the headband with the veil, because it's a little bit heavy with the sequins, and so I just need a firmer base, but it worked out the way I wanted it to, and I felt hot, so I enjoyed it. Next is Morgana, and she's based off of some of the demo songs I've heard from Project Avalon. It is a musical about King Arthur's life, and I just absolutely love how Morgana is being portrayed so far in this piece, and I'm excited to hear the final result, but I couldn't get Blessed Moon out of my head, which is her song when she was talking about, when she's singing about the magic and trying to ignore it, but she needs it, and it's just, I just love how powerful it is. King Arthur is also one of my favorite things to do. I've read a lot of books, and I've also done different King Arthur cosplays, and just bringing Morgana to life, it was a lot of fun. And last but certainly not least is my Hufflepuff cosplay. So for October, we were invited to a Harry Potter themed party by our friends. They pull out all the stops, and it's just amazing every time. They make such great props and just go all out on decorations. So this year I wanted to make it so that way we could have robes and we could dress up as our different houses. And so I am a very proud Hufflepuff, and I really wanted to bring this to life, so I made the robes and the ties, and I'm really proud of how the ties turned out because I've made ties before and they haven't really worked really well, but the pattern that I have for the ties, the new one that I got, works so much easier, and it still just looks so much better, and it's really stood up because I've made the same pattern using my kids, and then their ties ended up in the wash, but their ties still look great. But I was just really proud of how it came out, and I felt like it was a good completion of adding a few more little ideas to my cosplay workshop bench thing in my brain that I can do more things this way. So even though I was doing all of those cosplays, there are cosplays that I finished but I didn't get a chance to film or have been finished, and I just didn't have the skills or the proper needs to actually get them done. So a few of the things that I've worked on this year was a fall gown, which is the reason why I got the hoop skirt. It's going to be big and bold and very gold brown. I brought it to a talent show that we had at my congregation, and I really love how it looked on the mannequin, and I'm excited to actually put it on and wear it. One cosplay that I've had for a long time that is done is my Stargate Atlantis cosplay. It is for the antagonist, the race. I think the only thing that's stopping me is trying to figure out the makeup, but I'm hopefully going to get over that and get it done soon. And last, my husband is a big God of War fan, and I've really gotten into it as well, and so I wanted to do a Calliope God of War cosplay, but an alternate universe of what if she survived and got out of Elysium. So I have that pretty much all together. I'm excited to have it all completed, and then I can actually finally debut it. It's all there, I just need to find the right motivation and time. So what is my plan going into 2026? So the before cosplays that I mentioned, I'm hoping to get those done. There's a few more that I'd like to do. I'd like to finish up some of the Eevee evolutions, especially Glaceon, and I think Sylveon are my top two. I'd also like to do more Pokemon trainer cosplays. I have most stuff for a water type trainer, so I want to do that one and maybe do the Steel. I haven't decided which one to do after that yet. I also have a Siren cosplay that I've had pretty much ready for a little while. I keep adding stuff to it, which is why I keep pushing it back when I wear it. So I think next year I'm going to actually sit down and do it, and I actually found the perfect place to take the photos, so that's what I'm going to do as well. And that works out too because I want to do a Lady of the Lake cosplay as well, based on Project Avalon from what I've heard so far. I'm really excited about doing it, and so that is my goal for the 2026 year. It is bound to change, but I'm hoping that I can get more stuff done, and then I'm hoping that I can have a different space for working on cosplays. Hopefully it'll all work out, so we'll see how that goes. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for taking your time to listen to all of the cosplays that I did in 2025 and what I plan to do in 2026. If you have a favorite cosplay that you saw, comment it below, or if you have any suggestions or ideas of cosplays that I could do, I am always open to different ideas. I hope you enjoyed and will follow me for more cosplay photos and videos, and have a great day. Bye!